What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and we're here today with another review. This is Queens, Season 1, Episode 4. The episode was titled Ain't No Sunshine, you guys. Now, before we get into this review, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel and are not yet subscribed to the channel, I need you guys to do me a big, huge favor and hit that subscribe button. Stop taking me out on this date. Subscribe, like the videos, turn your notifications on, share the video. And you guys, with that out the way, without further ado, let us discuss Queens on ABC. All right, you guys, so this one picks up where we left off last week as well, right? So Brianna, she's lying in the bed with a deceased Jeff, right? She's very calm. I'm like, wow, for your husband to be deceased, you're very calm, right? So then we see her going through the motions of, does she tell the kids about Jeff? Does she give the kids time? Like, what does she do when it comes to the kids, right? So one of her kids woke up and asked about Jeff, and she didn't really say anything. And then she called for people to come get him, and I was like, wow, she's really numb, right, about this whole situation. So then we move over to Eric. Now, you guys remember in last week's episode, Eric went to Naomi's place to ask Naomi if he was JoJo's father. So she was like, you got to be a little bit quiet with that. Like, don't go there, right? So while they're talking, she gets a phone call from Bree telling them about Jeff. Then we move over to Jill. So Jill, she is, with Alicia. I think that's what her name was. She's with the girl that she, cheated on Tina with, right? She's freaking out because Tina has told her that she's going to be coming out to LA, and she's just like, what do I do now, right? So she tells old girl, you got to leave, right? So then old girl's like, I'm gonna take a shower and then I'm gonna dip out. So then she got a call from Brianna about Jeff as well, right? So then we see Brianna with the priest, right? So Brianna and the priest are trying to go over what they're going to say in his eulogy, right? She wants to talk about how he's a good father, he was this, and then he was an adulterer. They're like, yeah, we're going to leave that part out, right? So then they ask her about, how did the kids react when she told them? She said, I blacked out when I told the kids, right? So then Tina didn't know about Jeff cheating. And in this episode, Jill was very defensive of, him cheating on, Brianna, right? And everybody kept looking at her like, girl, why are you defending Jeff? Like, everybody kept looking at her like, why do you keep defending Jeff? It just didn't make any sense to anybody. Well, to us, it makes sense because she's a cheater and she's just trying to empathize with Jeff. So we're going to pause here and we're going to move forward. All right, guys. So next we have Naomi, we have Valerie and Eric, right? So actually it was just Naomi and Eric, right? So they were talking and she asked him if he told, no, actually it was Valeria. Valeria was talking to Eric because she was like, she didn't know that him and Naomi were off and on. And basically, they were off and on for years, right? But the thing was, Naomi never wanted to go public with the relationship. So he tells her that, it was very complicated, right? She's like, stop saying that. And he apologizes to her. He kept saying it more than once that it was complicated. But even if it was complicated, it wasn't that complicated that you were going back and forth between both of them. It wasn't that complicated, but it was complicated, right? But you were bouncing back and forth between the two women, which is not a good thing, right? I'm about to say, who the hell is Alexis? So Alexis, the white girl that Jeff was cheating with, right? Now earlier in the episode, when right after Jeff, passed away, she called the phone. Brianna didn't answer it. So she keeps calling the phone, right? Valeria feels as if she should know. And I'm like, why should she know? Naomi's like, what she can do is catch these hands. I'm like, I don't know about that one either. Like, I don't feel that she should know, but I don't feel that we should, prey on the girl, right? Lay hands on her. I don't feel like we should do that. So then we see Valeria. So Valeria took it upon herself to go and tell Alexis that Jeff is deceased. I'm like, Valeria, that really wasn't your place, right? So, she's talking about the fact that she loved him. I'm like, oh, is that what we said? Okay. So she starts crying, and Valeria's like, you know what, cry tonight and move on tomorrow. I was like, hey, that might be something that we can agree on, right? So then we see Jill and Tina as they're getting ready to they're out picking out the caskets. And Tina asks her, Jill, what's wrong with her? Child, instead of Jill telling her what's really going on, Jill suggests that they move in together. I'm like, Jill, that was not a smart idea. You cheated on her, but now you want her to move in with you. Girl, you went from one extreme to the next. So then we see Naomi. She asked Eric if he told Valeria about JoJo. And, he asked her, how could she not tell him? But dude, she said that you and Valeria were living my life, the life that I wanted. And she said when she found out that she contemplated about if she wanted to be a mother or not, right? But ultimately she decided to be a mother, right? And she tells him to let her basically be the one to tell JoJo. She doesn't want him to go up to JoJo and say anything. Let it be her on her time. And I was like, I don't know if I don't know how I would feel if I was in that situation, because I don't think I could do it. I'd be like, nah, 20 years and I didn't know I had a daughter, and now you want me to basically not tell her until you're ready to tell her? I don't think I would be going for that. Naomi wouldn't go for it. But let's move on, you guys. All right, you guys. So Jill and Bree, right? So Jill and Bree are talking about the eulogy. Once again, Jill is defending, Jeff's cheatation, right? And Brianna says, why do you keep defending him? She's like, because I'm no better than Jeff. She's like, is that because you cheated on your husband with Tina? She's like, I cheated on him with her with Tina. I cheated on my husband with Tina, and then I cheated on Tina. And Brianna was like, well, baby girl, at this point, you're going to have to tell her what you did, right? And then Brianna told her, Jill told her that she told Tina to move in with her. And Brianna was like, first of all, Brianna called her selfish, which she very much is selfish. But she's like, girl, that is a big mistake. Like, you need to tell her the truth. Like, you can't move in with her, because basically what that is you're just putting a Band-Aid over the issue, and you're not really, you're not cleaning the wound, and you're not letting it heal or anything. You're just basically slapping a Band-Aid on it, hoping that it'll heal. Instead, when you slap the Band-Aid on it, it could heal, but it could get infected as well, right? So then we move back over to JoJo. So JoJo is down in the basement, right? And Eric comes down. Now, mind you, earlier in the episode, after I guess Brianna went, after the EMTs came and got Jeff's body, Brianna went down to the basement. So she had to put a little can right there in the door, so because it catches. So when Eric went down there, JoJo was like, don't let the door close. So they try to get out. They call everybody, but nobody answers, right? So then these two, they have a conversation with each other. And, JoJo is telling him, what her ideas of her, the thoughts that she has of who her father is, right? So then JoJo asked him if he knows anything about her dad. He was like, yeah, we were pretty wild back in the day. And, she's like, I'm not judging my mom. So then Naomi does, come down to the basement and let them out, right? So Naomi stays down there with Eric, and she asks him, did he tell her? He says, no, I didn't tell her, right? So then at the church, we see Valeria and Naomi talking, right? And basically, in a nutshell, Valeria and Naomi were able to let the past be the past. That, they let a guy come between them years ago, but they're not going to do it at this point, right? But Valeria did tell Naomi that if it was her, because Valeria doesn't know who her mother is. You guys remember that Valeria said her mother wrapped her in, the flag and left her. So she doesn't know who her mother is. And she would, I'm pretty sure that's something that she would like to know, is who her mother is, right? So she basically tells Naomi that, she would like to, basically just tell her, you might want to tell JoJo who her father is and not leave her in the dark, right? So then we see Jill. So Jill is giving her confession, and she's not sure if she's moving too fast with Tina. Let me answer that question for you, Jill. You are. And the reason that you're moving too fast with Tina is because I, you know, Jill just literally came out the closet, right? And I think Jill needs to go through a stage of identifying who she is, identifying what she wants and what she likes. I think that's going to be the best thing for Jill to explore, to figure out who is Jill now that Jill is free to be, live her truth. Who is Jill? Like, I get that she loves Tina, but I think this might have been too fast too soon, right? Yeah, you and Tina were having an affair, and yes, you may have fallen in love with Tina, but now that you are living in your truth, you got to then figure out who you are. And so she told Tina that, actually, I'm going to backtrack. So Alexis, we see the funeral, right? Child, Alexis showed up to the funeral, and they were like, I know she didn't. And then Valerie was like, well, I did talk to her. And they're like, why did you do that? Brianna got up and she was like, oh no. And she, boom, charged her. So eventually, she calmed down and she had a conversation with her, right? And, she asked her, what does she love about Jeff? And I guess they made some kind of amends with each other. And actually, we saw Brianna break down and crying. And that was the one thing they were talking about. Brianna, she thinks everything is selfish. So, Naomi. Okay, so Jill, I have Naomi, but I was half asleep when I was watching last night's episode. So Bree talked to Alexis. Jill told Tina that she cheated on her, right? And Tina really wasn't upset. Tina was just like, I get it. This you just came out. This is new to you. She's like, but I do love you. And once you figure out whatever it is that you want, I'll still be here. I'm like, oh, that's so cute, right? So then we see Brianna. She gives her eulogy, and it was a great eulogy that she gave for Jeff. So then they view the body. This is where the ish hits the fan. Child, Alexis got up there and threw up all over Jeff's body. Brianna said, girl, are you pregnant? I said, that's exactly the first thing that came to my mind is she pregnant? But that is the episode, you guys. Please let me know what you guys thought about it. It was a good one to me. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell button so you guys are notified of when I drop anything else, and share the video. And until the next one, you guys stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Remember to wash your hands, wear a mask, socially distance, be blessed, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.